Wrong hot, 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 hot.
Hot.
Hi.
Hot. We're live. How's that, Nitin? Hello, Nitin. Hello, darling. Welcome,
I realize I
welcome.
don't know all the people's names when they join, so I'm just like, hello, person.
Yeah.
I'm going to call them by the wrong name because we've never done that before.
Oh, God, yeah. I spent the whole live once thinking that someone who was watching was someone that they weren't.
We're live?
Anyway, and they didn't say. They must have just been really confused. Like, why is she calling me that name?
We're live, we're live. All right.
We're live.
Hello. How is everyone doing? Welcome to another Wednesday, Ray and P. Try to do life.
We are trying to do life. We had a week off doing life. We were still doing life. We just weren't talking to you about it, or Ree was. And
I was here.
I was having a break. And it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's hot in the UK. I'm loving it. I'm sweating, but it's okay because it's like 30 degrees and I have no complaints. It's so good. How's it over there, Ree?
It's warm. It's warm. It's about 27, 28 degrees. I like it. It's kind of staying like coolish. It cools down at night. We're getting some rain in the evenings.
Yeah,
I love rain. So
yeah,
for me, I'm
nice.
like, whatever it is. You know what? It's not winter. Anything is above 20. I can
Mm,
deal. I can
yeah.
deal.
I can totally deal. Good. All right. So we're on episode 11, I think.
Are we?
Yeah. So we've been doing this
Oh,
for 10 weeks, man. That's gone fast.
yeah.
It's been fun. It's a journey.
It's a
And
journey.
do you want to do a meditation or do you want to just get straight into it
I
today?
think we could do a little mini meditation just to kind of recenter and then set an intention for today.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right,
Yeah.
guys. So if you want to join in to set an intention for your day, we'll set an intention for our session. You can set an intention for whatever you like, for your life or whatever. But intention setting is really important, right? It's really important to focus your mind into what you actually want to experience rather than just letting it bumble along by itself. So let's chill out for a bit. So whoever wants to join in, if you're somewhere safe where you can close your eyes, please do so. And all we're going to do is just sit back and relax. First and foremost, let your body just flop wherever you are, sitting in a nice comfy chair, hopefully, or maybe you're outside on the grass or wherever you are, just let yourself relax. And just do a quick body scan. So, what I mean by that is just from your head, move down, awareness, just get the awareness focusing on your head, moving down. And find any parts of your body where you're experiencing any tension, any constriction, like eyebrows, forehead. When we're stressed, we often tense our eyebrows and our forehead and we don't realize. So just consciously become aware of that and release all the little muscles around your eyebrows, around your eyes. Consciously make them relax. And continue down your face, anything else in your face, your ears, just, I don't know, can you tense your ears? I don't know. Have you ever had tense ears? I don't know. But just see, there might be something there. And just let everything relax. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. And as you move to the neck and the shoulders, this is where we carry a lot of tension. Your body is always giving you information about what's going on in your psychological and emotional states. Often we don't realize what's going on in our minds because it's just so programmed and habitual, but your body is always telling you. So if you're feeling tension, that's a sign that you've got some psychological tension too. So just relax your shoulders, make them drop loosely by your side. And as you move down the back, again, the back is a place where we hold a lot. You know, we say those things, we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. These are not just phrases, they're wisdom and truth because we carry the heaviness and the challenges of life on those parts of our body emotionally. So just go down your back, keep scanning any muscles, really go into each bit of your back and just see, does this feel tense or does it feel relaxed? And if it feels tense, Just breathe into it and consciously release. Imagine that you can imagine the cells in that part of your body just letting go, just reducing and releasing any tension, any holding on. And your arms and your hands, just let your hands flop down, fingers relaxed. And as you move down to your hips, we also carry a lot of emotional tension in our hips. So again, you might just want to get a little bit of a stretch around the base of your back and just let it relax. And as you move down to your legs, knees, shins, calf, imagine just like a wave, an ocean wave, cleansing, relaxing, cooling ocean wave, just brushing over down your legs, clearing away all dirt, all heaviness, all tension. And as you get to your feet, give your ankles a little wiggle and a little twist. Just loosen your toes. You may like to just tense everything, tense all your feet up and then let go. That's a really nice relaxation technique. It's really good for when you can't sleep. Is you scan your body and you tense each part of your body separately and then you release. So just try it with your feet. Tense them, scrunch them up into a ball, tense, 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 and then just release. And this is a good way of just getting that tension out of your body. Tense everything and then release. Your whole body is made of energy. And if you're holding low frequency, dense, heavy energies of stress, anxiety, fear, tension, your body is just going to be constricted and heavy and dense and rigid. And it's not meant to be like that. That's really unhealthy. And that's what then results in illnesses later on in life or even immediately. So it's really important that we become aware of our body. We're so stuck in our heads and our emotions and our minds and our thoughts, and we don't pay attention to what's going on neck down. But that's more of you. More of you is neck down. Your head's only small, but the majority of you is neck down. And it's a really important part of your being is this body. So just take some deep breaths. And when I say deep breaths, I mean right into the base of your belly. So consciously move that breath all the way down and push your belly out like it's ballooning out. And then slowly back out through the nose. And another couple deep breaths into the base of your belly. Make sure you push the belly out like a balloon. And slowly back out. These breaths are really healing, really powerful, really good for if you're stressed as well. This is healthy breathing. This is what we should be doing every day. But instead, we're all stressed and anxious and we end up breathing shallow in the top of our chest, which is really unhealthy. So, really learn to consciously take that breath deep and slow. And now we're going to move on to our intentions. Intention setting is so important. You instruct your mind what you want it to focus on. Our minds are like runaway trains, and then we wonder why our lives are like runaway trains. It's because we're not focused, we're not mastering our mentality, and our mentality is the root of everything we then experience. So we must start there. Start with your own focus. So setting an intention for your life, for your day, for a meeting, for an experience, for a relationship, whatever it is, for a business, for a job, for your children, and all day, every day, just setting intentions. What do I want to create? What do I want to experience? And just saying them to yourself with clarity and instructing your mind is really important. Because if you become aware of your own awareness right now, your own mental focus, you start to realize that's where your power is. You get to choose and instruct your own mind. So we're going to set an intention. Rhea and I are going to set an intention for this session. And we're going to do it intuitively, because if we analyze and use our logical minds and let our emotions get involved, then we just end up creating rubbish intentions that don't actually serve us. But to connect to your higher self and to have a powerful, truthful, love-filled intention that is really going to actually improve your life and the life of others around you, You need to go into a higher state of consciousness. We call this a super conscious state, an intuitive state, and you call through what needs to be intended right now. Rhea and I are channels. All of us, we're channels for life. So you're a channel right now, Rhea, and just imagine opening up your mind. You can even visualize your third eye, which is just between your eyebrows. Just imagine the light of that third eye opening up and being ready to receive from the universe your intention. What is the intention that's ready to come through Rita today? And you can imagine, if you like, a circle. And that circle is your intention for today's session. And you can walk through that circle, whatever it is that happens for you, and just see what's obvious. What's your obvious intention? And then when you're ready, share.
My obvious intention for today's session is to just sit back and be an observer. And that doesn't mean not talking, but just really being aware of, just tuning in and really feeling what's being said and observing just the whole session in the present and just really being there wholeheartedly. And again, I don't know if this is going to sound so crazy, but just I'm here, but just kind of stepping away from me and just watch me even talk. Be aware of what I'm saying, how I'm saying, be aware of what you're saying, be aware of all the energy flowing, and just really observing the session in its entirety, and to do nothing. Just let it flow the way it's flowing, and just to be the observer today.
Nice. So my intention for this session is to have a good old chat with my mate Ree, especially seeing as I didn't do the session last week and I missed it, and I feel like I haven't spoken to you for ages, and I just want to have a real talk about life. There's nothing else other than just let's talk life, man. Let's talk real talk about life. And where necessary, we will know if and when we need to go into something deeper, do any intuitive work, whatever. But really, it's just real talk about, hey, Ree, how you doing? Hey, P, how you doing? What's going on in life right now? And just having a chat in the way that we always do. So that's my intention. So as we've set those intentions, and I hope people who followed along with this, whether live or when you watch it later, have used that process to set an intention for yourself, whatever it may be in any area of your life. And then when you're ready, I just want you to just move your body a little bit, have a little wiggle around, and then gently bring your awareness back to the room. Open your eyes. And we are here.
Woohoo. Hey.
So, Ree, we're going to kick off with
Let's
our
do it.
first question.
Oh.
Emotion of the day. What's
You
your
go.
emotion of the day?
Welcome back, P. You go.
My emotion of the day is calm.
Me too.
Yeah. All right, we're good. We go for calm.
Very, very,
Calm is
very, very
nice.
calm.
Yeah.
Everything is just, it's almost like a calm flow for me. It's a calm flow.
Flow is the word. Flow is the word.
Just like
ease of,
when the ocean is just really calm.
Yeah.
But it's still moving. There's still subtle movement, but it's just calm.
Yeah, I vibe with that. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Nice. All right. Emotion of the day. Anyone out there, if you want to tell us what emotion you're having right now as well, what your emotion of the day would be. Do we have a fear of the day, Ree? Any fears that are present for you in any place of your consciousness that feel like they want to come through?
No, not today.
No. It's good.
No. How about you?
I'm sure I've said this before, right? If I want to conjure up a fear, I can always manage it. But they don't feel present for me. There's no fears right now in this moment. And I think that's just in itself an interesting observation, is that right now in the present moment, there is no fear. I could make a fear about the past or tomorrow or the blah, 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 and then whatever. But right now, no fears. So
Definitely match the fear with the blah 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 blah. I always have fears of the blah 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 blah
blah, blah,
blahs.
blah, blah. Those are like the
Those
worst
are the
fears.
worst fears. Those are the worst. Those are the worst fears. Does anyone else have blah 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 fears? Because they are the worst. You don't know what they're going to be, where they're coming from. You don't know what they're doing, and you don't know. They're like the worst fears. It's literally that's what it is. It's the fear of not knowing that there's a blah 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Let us know if you have that fear in your life.
But it did. It came up. It came up really subtly, where it was like, do I have a fear? Well, I mean, you should be worried about what you need to do, and that was 100% my ego going, well, obviously you should have a fear because this is not normal for you not to have a fear. So how about we just worry about like the fact that I don't know something you need to do something today.
Yeah.
Nope, no fear.
No.
Bye bye ego. Go back down.
Yeah. Ego creates fears. Ego wants problems to solve. It thrives off it, right? Let me just I like that. I like that. Okay. Ree, what are you grateful for, darling?
Oh, I am grateful. I'm grateful for everything, but I'm truly grateful. Today I'm grateful for you.
Oh.
I am. I'm grateful for you. Because you should have seen me before. My morning started off okay. I was really tired, and it's just been blah. And I was like, oh, and then just all of it, my ego, my brain, everything. And then we got on a call, and it was just this, like, guys, you should have seen it. It was this bright smile, this time Pinky comes on, and she's just like, hey, and her energy is just whatever. It's not like she was jumping off the edge of her seat. She was just like, hey, like I haven't seen you literally in 2 weeks. And it was just like my entire body and my heart and everything just went, hey.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm grateful for that because I freaking needed it. I needed it. So thank you.
I love that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Likewise, and I think just, the reason I came on like that today is because I did something that I haven't done for so long, which is I've been having a break. I've been having a rest. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful as well for the fact that I actually did what my ego didn't want to do, which was stopped. I stopped working. I stopped pressuring myself. I took a rest. I took a break. I just relaxed. I did nothing for many days. I'm enjoying the sun. I'm very grateful for the sun right now in the hot weather. And so I'm grateful for the fact that I actually did that, because that was hard for me, because every part of me was fighting that. Like, no, you're too busy. You got to work. You got to do. If you don't do, your whole life's going to fall apart. You got to be functioning. You got to do stuff. And I literally I'd taken myself to the brink of like burnout. I was like not feeling well. I was like, this is just stupid. Like, it's stupid. So I had to stop. And I'm grateful that I did that, because God, I feel so much better. I haven't felt like this in like a year and a half. I kid you not. I have not felt this chill. So I'm very, very grateful for rest. I'm grateful for rest and rejuvenation and self-care.
And sunshine.
And sunshine. God, I needed that, man. I'm sure everyone in the UK, I know, will be complaining about it too, right? Because you'll be like, oh, it's too hot. That's what we do. But I tell you, man, needed that. Yeah, so that's what I'm grateful for. So what have we got so far? If anyone out there wants to share what you're grateful for, we would love to hear it. So what's come up for us so far is we've both got this emotion of calm. And flow. Love that word, flow. Oh, I'm getting things about like the flow and the rhythm of the universe and the calm and the energy and like flowing with that. I'm feeling, oh, that feels good. The gratitude for stopping and resting, the gratitude for me, the gratitude for our interaction and the lightness that brings back in, into the day. And the fact that the ego is always looking for a fear and a problem and wants you to be like, there's something wrong all the time. So why don't we really just say what's obvious to you about everything there that you want to talk more about? Or is there something for you that you want to look at for yourself or anything?
I think what's obvious to me is this realization I guess I had yesterday, and I can talk a little bit about it and talk about my experience of it. It started the day before, and it started off in a very chaotic manner. And to give you a breakdown, basically, my dad decided that things were opening up in Toronto, and he's like, I want to go to Niagara Falls because they've been itching for a break too, right? They usually take off to India, whatever. And they decided they want to go to Niagara Falls. So my dad's like, okay, asked my brother to book something for him. My brother was busy, so my dad books it himself. He's pretty handy at almost 80 years old. He's pretty tech savvy. And he goes and books it, but then he does it wrong. Right? Something goes wrong. So the booking wasn't incorrect. It's just that we have points, and the way he was supposed to do it just wasn't the right way. And so I was like, all right, well, I was planning on visiting you. They were going for 4 days. I was like, I was going to come by on like Thursday. Why don't I just go with you guys? They didn't have free parking. So I'm like, I'll drive you there and I'll come pick you up. That way I'll get 2 days with you guys and I'll have some chill time. And I've been on the same kind of vibe, right? Just the flow vibe. All right. So that was the first thing. So I'm like, all right, it's fine, settled. We had a problem and now it's fixed. I'll go with you. It's all good. And I'll go check you in and I'll make sure that everything is sorted because I just know what to say. And I've done this before, right? A bunch of times. So I got this. They're like, okay. Thank you. Before that, the whole week was just couch shopping for them. And it was just like everything. So finally there was like a little gap and then there was a little tension. And then it's like, okay, it's been smoothed out. We get there, we check in, everything goes really well, everything's sorted, we get an upgrade, go into the room and we're like, all right, let's go to the casino. I'm like, I've got classes, I'm teaching tonight, so let's go. I want to have a beer. Let's go. Let's just get out of the room. They're like, okay, let's go. So we get downstairs and we're like, oh, we get to the casino, like it's like a walkway through the entrance to go. And it's like casino entrance closed and exit closed. And we're like, what? And I asked them at Starbucks and I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, casino's not open.
What? Because of COVID?
What? Yeah, it's been closed. And so we figured that once everything opened, they opened too.
Yeah.
They don't open till the day after my parents leave, which is Friday.
Yeah.
Casino's not open. So I look at my dad. Dad looks at my mom. My mom looks at my dad. My dad looks at me. And we're like, no. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's like, all of a sudden you just see my dad's face just go, like he was really looking like he's not a gambler, but he likes playing roulette, right? So he spends a couple hours at the table. My mom likes her slot machines. They have, a budget and they go in and they enjoy it. And their budget is, if I lose it, I lose it, right? I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
So we're like, it's okay. We will have a dinner. And then they're like, already my dad's like, oh, can we get our money back? Can we leave? I'm like, I don't know. Right now, let's just go. Let's just chill. So we go get a drink somewhere. Basically, long story short, I ordered a drink. Doesn't come out the way I wanted it. So it was just, but the point of my story is it was just up and then a down and then an up and then a down. And there's like a problem and then it's like solved itself. And it was like a problem. And as soon as I went, I'm not going to try to solve it. It just solved itself. Like I ordered a drink and I was like, oh, how exciting. I ordered a watermelon margarita, right? And it came out and it wasn't watermelon. And she's like, no problem, I'll bring you more. And then my mom was like, I like this too. So we got 2 watermelon margaritas. And then I looked at the price and I thought it was like $14, but it was $25. And I was like, but I get to keep the glass. So who cares? Like, it was just, I didn't let it become an issue, right? And I was like, we'll go ask them if we can cancel the nights. If not, you guys figure it out, chill. There's still people here. Go to the falls, do your thing, and I'll come pick you up. They're like, yeah, okay, but it'd be good if we can. I'm like, just whatever. Let me go talk to them. I went down. I'm like, listen, blah, 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 blah. Didn't know. Dad didn't check. We don't know. Yeah, no problem. Cancel. You get tonight, and then the other 2 nights are canceled. It's back on your account. You don't get charged for them. Done.
Easy.
Okay, Dad, we're going back home tonight. All right. Order, go to have dinner at the place we had a coupon for. It's a steakhouse. Get there. They don't have my mom's soup that we went there for. My dad's like, I'm not hungry. No problem. Let's leave. Like, there was no like, oh, what are people gonna think? We're walking into a restaurant and walking out. Who cares? Who cares? There was no care, right? It was just we left. And all this whole time, I'm just watching, I'm observing all of this. I'm literally just going, wow, I would have freaked out like 19 times by now. It was just so smooth, right?
Yeah.
And then my mom's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm like, for what? Like they were like, they know usually I'd be like, what is happening? This is so shit. I was like, it is what it is, right? It's just, who cares? Like things are happening, but they're solving themselves. And so I'm like, Mom, I had a date with you guys. We're going to go have dinner. Spent the whole day here. The internet kind of worked. I taught some classes. We ordered food. The food order went wrong, but it was still delicious. And then we still got our money back for half of it. So basically we got like free food that was delicious that we didn't have to pay for. It just, the end of the night, we were looking for Tim Hortons on the drive back. We went to 2. They were both closed. Ended up at a McDonald's. I was like, oh yeah, I've wanted an ice cream for a long time. Got an ice. Like it was just the way things worked out, right? And there was those options and there was those things. And then we got home and I was like, I'm okay. I'm chill. But then the next day my body was exhausted. And that's why I slept all day yesterday.
Yeah.
But the chill factor, and I would never let myself sleep a whole day, right? Just sleep. I just did, and it was amazing. So that's my long story.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. And
Moral
what
of
is
my
it?
story?
Like what did go for it?
I even said to my mom, I go, wow, Mom, like just watching. I was just watching from the inside, like just observing, just literally being the observer of every situation that's happening right now. I'm like, what did I want? I wanted to have fun. I wanted to have a good day. I wanted to be chill. Everything I wanted happened.
That's it.
And I created all of that.
Yeah.
Right. And the perception of but then also just being aware of like when those situations happened of like not like I felt myself getting really angry at the server who wouldn't come and take my drink. And my mom goes, usually I'm a server or past server, right? So she goes, just go inside and tell her. And we waited like 10 minutes almost. They're like, just go tell her. I'm like, what is the rush? There was so much patience, and pretty much every card that I pulled before going there, right? Like days before, there was patience and there was just being, and I was just watching. And what I felt myself evolving just from that situation alone. I felt this huge evolution take place inside of me that I was like, is this the spiritual path? I don't know. Maybe it is. I mean, I do know, right? Because you do know. And that's what it was. It was just, it didn't matter. It didn't.
I think what really sticks out for me there is I think what you had, whether you know consciously or not, is your consciousness was very focused on your true end result, which was to have a time with your family, to have a great time, all those things you just said that you actually wanted to experience. And your intentions were very clear on that. Even if you hadn't sat there and got my intentions too, I think it was so powerful as an energy within you that you wanted this time with your family. You wanted to go and have fun. You wanted to break. And so because that was so strongly your greatest intention, all the stuff that comes in the way is nothing. It will get resolved, whether you do something or not. But you didn't just, like you say, you didn't react, you didn't jump in, you didn't let your lower nature try and fix all that stuff. You just let it evolve, let it come to you, let you know what you need to do when you need to do it. Very clear, very simple, very easy. Just, I love that. I love that.
I think that's it was so easy. Yeah, it was just...
And isn't life actually meant to be like that?
Yeah,
I think
there was no struggle. There was no, and like even like this is the attitude of, so okay, we're gonna have to pay for parking maybe. So what? We'll pay 30 bucks. Okay, we're gonna have to stay here 2 more nights. Oh my God, guys, so what? Have fun, make the most of it. I'll come back, I'll bring games, we'll figure it out. There was a, this is what it is, right? And just make the most of it.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. And I'm just going to add one little thing, and this is a whole topic on its own, but what that made me kind of question and realize is something that I was talking to my partner about a few days before, that I went, I'm not indifferent. Like I have my whole view about how governments operate and mass propaganda and this huge conglomerate freaking control whatever. I'll say
Mm,
that. And you've got yours, and everybody has their own opinion.
mm,
And there are facts, and then there are things that are like, you can't prove them, but you just know, right?
mm,
And so my whole thing was like, I get it. COVID sucks, and I want to
mm,
see real people, and it's happening. As much as COVID sucks, the virus is real. Cool. So for me, I'm like, why? I'm like anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers and all these people, and I'm like, if someone just tells me,
mm,
it's not to say that yes, I'm being a puppet, but at the end of the day, governments have controlled us for as long as we can live. It's as humans, there's more to that, right? That when
mm,
you realize that there's more to you, then you're just like, I don't want to be controlled. Okay,
mm,
cool.
mm,
Then stop doing, right?
mm.
Stop going to like. It's gonna sound. I don't want to sound wrong. Well, I don't care if I sound wrong.
Just speak
Um,
your truth.
I just it's not like, okay, go protest. So protesting helps. Of course, protesting helps, and protesting makes a difference.
Mm,
But I think that a bigger difference can be made if our collective consciousness just shifts, right? Because
yeah.
yes, protesting helps, and I'm not saying that it doesn't. But how much does it help? Does it help as much as we would if we just collectively shifted? And so for me, it's like that's what I noticed, my
Mm,
shift in
yeah.
consciousness when I
Yeah.
went, if I got to put on a mask because
Yeah.
that's just what it is, and if not to avoid conflict or anything, but does it take away from my life? No.
Mm,
Does it take away from who I am as a person? No.
mm,
Does it really take away my freedom and my joy and everything? No, it fucking sucks. I don't want
mm,
it on my face because it feels like ass. But other
mm,
than that, you know what? It's what we're going through.
mm,
If I just did this and went on and set my intention for what else I wanted, then my
mm,
focus is in here, my energy is in here. And I've
mm,
been functioning like that pretty much through COVID,
mm,
and through the lockdown. And it's like, I want to see people, and I'll still make time to do it. And yes, I can't hug them because that's just the way it is. Now,
mm,
if I can control the way it is, am I going to sit here and be upset about it and cranky and my life sucks? No.
mm,
Shift, different energy, be aware of what's happening.
mm,
Cool. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't go and change the government. You can't. We physically, possibly, we cannot. I can change this. I can change this. I can change this. And my partner was like, yes, everyone should get vaccinated. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
mm,
everyone has their own opinion. Someone goes, I don't want to wear a mask. I go, that's cool, man.
mm,
What I think about everything is what I think about everything. And that's what I think. What you think
mm,
is what you think. We can talk about it. You don't have to get mad about what I think. And I don't have to get
mm,
mad about what you like. We're different people. We're different humans. Just do you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I did. I
mm.
just did me on this trip. I just went, Dad, stop being upset. Mom, just you guys will fit in eventually, because they did. They just fit into my equation, which was
Mm,
just chill. So
mm.
yeah, sorry. That was my
Yeah.
Adam.
No, it's
Okay.
good. It's I mean, there's a lot there, right? And it's I do believe we are going through a shift in consciousness collectively, but I think there's a lot of work to do. I think we're very much at the early stages. Um, but I believe exactly like you're saying, the shift is not about going out there and moving things around out there to try and make it better. It's got to start inside. And it's about, if you don't like the fact that certain conglomerates and things have power, then you need to stop giving them the power. And we think that that means physically not doing something. Yes, that may be part of it. But really, like we said, it starts with your own energy and your own focus and your own consciousness and your intentions. Like you say, you created an experience because of your focus, and no matter what battles came your way, you were able to move around them and still get to your desired end result. That is the power of human consciousness. And that, if you can start doing that in a
Everywhere.
world where it seems like everyone is making you do this and you don't like, I don't like a lot of stuff's going on. I don't agree with it. I think from a ego perspective, which is where most people function from, we're going down a very bad road. But point is, like you say, I can't control all that. But what I can do, and this is something I'm still working through and really getting more and more clarity on, is that I've got to get clear again. What do I want to create in my life? That's it. And when you set that intention and that becomes your predominant energy and focus, even if you haven't realized it, like you on this trip, you may have not sat there and gone, I'm going to create a trip like this, but it was already there. Your truth was already there and milling around, and it was pulling you. Every time a battle came, it kept pulling you towards you, what you wanted out of it, what you wanted to create, and it pulls you and pulls you. And that's what I think we all have to do in our lives. Everyone needs to get clear. What do you want to create? Stop looking out there and going, well, they're doing this to me, they're doing that to me, they're creating that. Yeah, they are. We don't ignore it. We don't ignore. You didn't, when the drinks didn't come, you didn't just sit there and go, oh no, it's not happening, everything light and love. You saw the drinks didn't
I
come.
found myself
But
getting like, I was
yeah,
like, okay, I'm getting like upset, and then I went, who cares?
yeah, exactly. So you become aware of what's going on. It's not that you don't become aware of it, and then you make a choice from a higher perspective. And it's interesting what you're saying about like protesting and stuff. And I believe everyone should always have the right to speak, and I think it's important to have that, particularly where we are as a collective consciousness. Because to be honest, I think we're pretty low, so we still need those sorts of things.
And it is important because other people that might not be out there protesting need to hear it and need to know that there are people that think like them and
differently,
that
exactly.
or differently. Yeah.
The thing is, though, and this is where it gets, and I'm still on the early days of really realizing this more deeply myself, because I know a lot of my work and my truth is to really help shift the collective and myself predominantly. But I've realized, like you're saying, like protesting and stuff, when you read this book, Robert Fritz, Path of Least Resistance, those things actually cause more problems, because actually you're still working in the paradigm of I've got a problem and I need to fix it, and I don't like this, so I'm going to battle against it with that, and it's not the same as having a higher vision that pulls you towards it. So like your higher vision was also there, which was, I want to have a great time with my family, so here comes my problem and my current reality, which is a problem. But because I have that, my action is going to pull me towards that. The problem we have now is a lot of people are saying, my current reality is shit, I don't like what's going on out there, and I'm going to try and battle it. But they don't know what they want to create. And this is the structure of consciousness intention, right? It's the triangle about the current reality, and the vision creates the wisdom that gives you the action. So your vision, I'm going to have a great time. Your current reality, I ain't getting my drinks and things aren't going, casinos closed, whatever. The tension of that you were holding enabled you to come up with the right action, the right wisdom to say, this is how I'm going to fix that, this is how I'll fix, I'll move forward or whatever, or create what I want. But the problem we have out there right now is everyone's very clear on the problem. This is my problem too. I'm very clear on the current reality. I can see all the problems and I can get into that and talk about it for hours and days. But am I clear on the vision? No. So I can't make progress. Because you have to have both vision and current reality in order to get the wisdom that moves you towards a vision. And at the moment, and I think a lot of people are like that. They're like, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. Okay, fine. But what do you want? And we don't mean the negative vision, right? Like, oh, I feel ugly, so I'm going to be beautiful, I'm beautiful, beautiful. That's not how it works. It's got to be a heart-led, like your vision of, I want to go and enjoy myself. That was that wasn't because you didn't want to have a bad time.
I wasn't even meant to go.
Exactly, right? Yeah, it was a very pure vision for its own sake. I want to have a great time, right? With my family.
As soon as they said they were going to Niagara Falls, I was like, listen, I'm going to come hang out for a day. It'd be nice. I'll have like a day with my family. And so in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go hang out with my parents this week. It's going to be really nice. And then the universe just shifted it forward and went, well, here you go. Go today. Why wait?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's how it works, right? The timing
it does
is just
work like that.
It's divine timing. It's not yours.
Yeah. It's really powerful when you start to realize that. And I think that's exactly what is needed on the collective, but we've got work to do, man. Because most people don't have the vision, and we need to, and here's the problem, if you want to use that word or not, or here's the reality. The reality is that the conglomerates and the governments, they do have vision. It may not be the one you want, but they have it. And therefore they're able to keep moving towards it. But we don't have our vision. We're so busy focused on what they're doing that we don't like. But where's our vision then? That's what taking your power back is.
Like and you said, actions are coming from negativity, like you said. I don't like this, so I'm going to change it.
I'm going to fight against it.
Fight it.
I get it. I totally get it. But the unfortunate reality that I too am still learning, and I'm nowhere near really embodying fully in my own life, but I'm working on. The unfortunate reality is Pushing against what you don't want doesn't work. What
Resistance
you
doesn't work.
resist persists. Because from the structure of consciousness and energy, which is what everything is made of, it doesn't work. It's like physics. It's like you push and you get a push back. That's just the law. So you have to step above and out of the matrix, out of that little ego dynamic, out
Mm.
into truth, into intuition, into true vision, into true heart-led, soul-led, inspired visions of what you want to create. And now you're operating in a different dimension. Now you're able to start moving things, making things, creating things that are on a whole nother level. And, you know, the word that came to me the other day is you don't change the matrix from within the matrix. You all watched the Matrix, right?
Just watched
Amazing
it actually
movie.
last
Did
week.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
so good. And
So
told you about the
good.
hero's
Not,
journey
not
and
just
like,
watched it, like it was on and I watched it
yeah,
again.
you watched it. Yeah, I love it. I could watch that over and over, man. But it's exactly that. He didn't change the matrix from within the matrix. He changed
He became,
himself,
and then he
and he came
became the
out of them.
Matrix.
Exactly. And
And then, well, then he
then he
embodied.
could affect the. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it. All that stuff happened. Hi, Pam. Pam just joined.
But that's exactly it. You know, that these movies are very. They're not just movies for your entertainment, looking at Keanu Reeves in a black suit looking all hot, which I love. You know, it's not that. There's deep mythological and human messages of who we really are in a lot of these movies. The
Stan Lee
hero's journey.
is a
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
Oh, creative genius right
I
there.
would love to have had a spiritual conversation with him. If there's anyone out there who watches this who has had that conversation with Stan Lee, let us know, because every movie,
Amazing.
everything that he's done with Marvel,
Yeah.
everything is
Powerful.
all consciousness related.
Yeah.
In a
I'm
way,
getting goosebumps as you talk about it.
it
Because he
literally
was
is like
channeling some serious shit.
there was some serious stuff coming through him, because every movie you watch has to do
Yeah.
with another dimension. But everyone's like, my partner is like, this is dystopian world and da 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 da. And I'm like, yes, but there's something to that, and it's not just a dystopian world. It's
No.
there is a consciousness, there is an ego, there is a lower level, there is a higher level, there is a power, there is an energy.
There's a
We're
battle.
working with energies.
Yeah.
There's the five
The
stones.
stones. Yeah.
Are the elements in themselves, right? Like, it's just
It's
like,
very, very
it's
good
so
stuff.
nuts that this
Yeah.
one man was able
Yeah.
to make all of this
Yeah.
and write all of this.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
but
he
you
was
made it
there.
into a
He was connected.
superhero thing.
Yeah.
And you can literally, I guarantee you anything, P. You know what? I'd love to try that actually. I'm going to grab one of his comics and we'll just read a story through,
Yeah.
briefly. And I guarantee we can pinpoint
Yeah.
every single aspect of like consciousness and,
Yeah.
our super
It's-
conscious and ego and.
Yeah. It's often, and it's so funny, and it's not funny at all because we know this is how the universe works. The coincidence that we're talking about this, because literally, I'll tell you what I've been doing over the last few days. I was literally also talking to someone else about. I've been watching all the Hobbits, and I'm gonna watch the Lord of the Rings again, and it's all about the hero's journey, which is also what those Avengers movies and all that is about. It's always the hero's journey, and everything up here, the enemy is more powerful than the hero and all this sort of stuff. This that we've been learning is all the hero's journey, right? We are all on our own hero's journey, and all these movies depict it. And what I noticed in The Hobbit as well was just how clear it was that every half an hour was another little mini hero's journey where they faced a problem, a challenge, and they thought, I can't do this. And like you said, the anger comes, the feelings come. Like, I didn't get my drink, problem. Oh, I'm feeling the reaction. The ego's fighting. And then they got the courage, they got their vision. They're like, no, we got this quest. We're going to do it. We're going to get through. I've got to get, I want this bigger thing, this truth, whatever it is. And then they went through, and then they achieved, and then the hero rises and comes back to top, and then the next thing, and it's just this cyclical hero's journey, which is the entirety of our existence. It's depicted so beautifully in these movies. And the dragon hoarding the gold is all about the ego hoarding the gold of the heart, and not allowing to share it, not allowing it out, and it's just keeping it to itself. And that's exactly what this work is about. It's about our own egos, shielding our own hearts and keeping our gold away. But we're meant to come out with that gold and share it, and our wisdom and our gifts and all that sort of stuff. So I'm watching those films in a whole nother light, having done this work, and I'm like, oh, it's so good,
I know
man.
it's the same thing, but it's a different thing. And on that note, while Pam's here, actually, Pam, don't go. Is
Hello,
when you do get to that higher, when you do raise your own energy and get to that level of conscious thinking and conscious thoughts and conscious actions or no action, right? Whatever it is, consciousness of just being.
Yeah.
You still have thoughts within your consciousness, right? But your thoughts are, again, you're able to see them, and then you're able to see whether you really want them. Literally, while you're doing that, because there's no other freaking drama around, and there's no push and pull and resistance, and when you let go, you have the thought, and that's what they say: have the thought and let it go.
Yeah.
When you let it go is when the magic happens.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you what happened. Pam, who lives very close to me now, my cousin, is like, I hadn't spoken to her in a minute, and I was it was Sunday, and I was like to Joel, I was like, oh, we should order in today, and I was having a sweet tooth, and we were going through this menu, and I got to their desserts, Indian restaurant, and I was like, oh, ras malai. I haven't had ras malai. The only time I ever ate ras malais was at weddings. We haven't been to a wedding in like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, I haven't had ras malai in a long time. I don't have a sweet tooth, but every now and again I'm like, ooh. And then I was like, oh, they also have gulab jamun. I'm like, I don't really like gulab jamun because they're too sweet.
Yeah.
Like, they're just too sweet. But sometimes, the right gulab jamun, when it's like
You got
just
my mum's.
hot.
Have you ever had my mum's gulab jamun?
I don't think so.
Oh, she's a legend.
But
she's
like,
well known.
Yeah, I've heard of them. But like, when they're just hot and like,
Yeah.
they're not super sweet because they're not
Exactly.
like, they're not doused in like the gulab jamun syrup.
Yeah. They're just right.
And I'm like, I could do one of those, babe. Like, I
Yeah.
could totally eat one of those. And he likes gulab jamun. He's like, oh, there's this place here. Want to get it? And I'm like, he said, just get it. I'm like, no, you know what? Or no, sorry. It was Saturday. Whatever. One of the days in the weekend. And I go, you know what? We'll get it tomorrow for lunch. We'll order it tomorrow. He goes, you sure? Just get it now. I go, no. We already have so much food. We'll get it tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Usually I'm like, mindset, ego set, let's go. Now, because I'm learning to work on like cravings versus what my body actually wants versus what I should give it, I was like, I'm not really feeling it today. I'm not feeling great. I want to enjoy the food and not feel like crap after. So I'm like, we'll get it tomorrow. We've already eaten out a little bit. Pam messages me 35 minutes later. Hey, what are you doing? I want to come by with some kheer, which is rice pudding, and samosa. And I go, oh, well, yeah. She's like, would you like some? And I'm like, would I ever say no to food? Like, no. Like, yeah, sure. Bring it. I'm like, I'm home. Bring it by. She's like, cool, I'll be there. That was their conversation. Comes over. Her mom brings it over. I get it. I go downstairs, and I'm like really excited to eat the kheer. I open it up, and first there's like the samosas, and then there's a container, and there's another container. So I'm like, oh, kheer, take a bite. It's great. Her mom makes it like not too sweet. So good. I open the other container. Guess what's in it?
Gulab jamun.
Yeah. Gulab jamun.
I love it.
No syrup with
I love
coconut
it.
shavings outside.
Oh, so good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
When you let it go, it comes.
It comes. It does. It
does. And until you open that space to be, which is what Eckhart Tolle says, which is you got to be in order to receive. If you can't be, there's nowhere for it to come to.
No, it's what we were saying earlier, right? And what I've really enjoyed about having a break is because normally I'm so stressed, got to work it out myself, all the stuff in my head. The channel is a mess. The ocean, the river is muddied up, and the dirt, you like stirred around, and you can't see. When you let it settle, everything settles. Now the clarity, the channel opens, all your shit gets out the way, and then you receive. It says it up here. Not exactly, but basically, you are meant to live as a function of receiving. This is one of there's so many quotes from all this training that blew my mind, but you are meant to live as a function of receiving. We're not, this is the other thing I've been reading with Neville Goddard's work, and he talks really about manifestation and so on. And he really focuses on the fact that you visualize to connect with the energy of what you want or whatever. But one of the things he really says, I love, that some other teachers say as well, and William has said as well, actually, like what you are creating already exists in the quantum field of existence. It already exists. You don't have to make it happen. It's already there. You just have to receive it, receive it, receive it. We're meant to live as a function of receiving. And you received your glob jamun, you know,
Hey, man.
but it is that.
She received somehow the vibes, and like my mom
Yeah.
says,
How
my
did
mom
she know?
says the
How
vibes
did, yeah,
traveled, and she didn't even
exactly.
tell me when she
No.
said, like, in the text, like, she
Yeah.
wasn't like, I'm bringing. I will literally show the text to people. It
Yeah.
doesn't say I'm bringing samosa and kheer and gulab jamun. She
No.
was like, how would you like some samosa and kheer?
Yeah. And
That
then
was
you end
it.
up with glob jamun
And
as
then
well.
I got it, and she still didn't tell me. And I came upstairs,
Yeah.
and somehow
Yeah.
it was gulab jamun.
But that's
And
it.
I don't even know if you put it in there. Did I just create it and make it up? Like, that's how magical it was? Just kidding. I know she did. It's amazing. Thank you.
But that's it, right? Like, and the universe will bring you things in ways that you don't know are going to happen. Like, you, again, this is where we keep ourselves stuck and limit our own experience, is because we think it can only happen this way. You're like, I can only get it from a shop at this time tomorrow. And but you let go. So actually the universe was able to give it in the way that it wanted to give it, which is infinite possibilities. Things that you would never no part of your brain thought, oh, I know how I'm going to get my glob jamun.
Through
Pam's
Pam.
going to call me. Pam's going to want to give me some kheer and some samosa, and then she's going to surprise me with some glob jamun. That's how I'm going to get my glob jamun. No, you didn't know that. She didn't even know she was playing a role in that, because we're all part of something so much more majestic. And if we just let go and let it guide us to what, I can just imagine Pam, just or whoever made, something came through of like, oh, I put some glob jamuns in here. She had no idea what she was doing. She just thought, oh,
And
maybe we want
she's like,
some.
oh, maybe I'll take a gulab jamun. She didn't even ask if we'll like it. She's like, they'll just like it. It's just,
Exactly. And it was exactly what you wanted.
oh, it's perfect. But that's
Oh,
another
thanks for
thing.
that
Just
story, Pam, for being part of this wonderful creation. So
um,
good.
what you were talking about earlier, with the movies and the realizing and the just everything we were saying about. Let me just. So what Eckhart Tolle talks about, and one of the things that he does mention is really creating that space, again, I mentioned, for the consciousness to come through, right? To receive. Because what that kind of really triggered for me is that as humans, I mean, yes, we're amazing, but we suck. Because we're so, we've talked about this before, we're so capable of so much amazing shit. And what we're creating is shit. Because yes, through the
Because we
industrial
don't
age,
know our
and
power.
we don't, and we're depleting the earth, and God knows, soon enough there will be no more earth, and like we're seeing the effects full fold, like this year with global warming, around the world. But I mean, that being said, I had a point. I really did. I had a point. Oh, we're busying ourselves with these different things, right? Like every day, like work, this, that, stuff to do. Sure, you need to make money. It's a part of life, all of that. But the important stuff really is stopping and being, because until you do that, you're not even going to know if what you're doing is the right thing for you. You're not going to know if, I mean, yes, with that comes listening to what you feel and get, and not just ignoring it. But there's no way to break the cycle until you stop and let yourself open the cycle, right? It's a circle.
Yeah.
It's a circle, and it goes and it goes and it goes, and you're a hamster on the wheel, like you've said before. And until you cause a break, how will you ever stop?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How can you penetrate a circle without actually breaking the circle?
I think there's a couple of things there. You said, like, the stopping, absolutely. And that's, like I was saying earlier, for me, that's the one thing I finally did in a year and a half, after I had to totally screw myself before I did it. That's how dumb I am. It's not like my brain says, hey, Pink, you haven't had a break, you should probably have a break. Oh yeah, okay. No. I wait until my body is crying and basically I feel so horrible, and I'm like, okay, maybe now I should stop, because I physically can't continue. Which is not the way to do it, people. But that's what I did. But yeah, the stopping and then having that space of just letting everything settle, let the dust settle, let the energy settle, and don't move anything around anymore. My mind or my emotions or my physical world, I've not touched anything. I've just let it be. And now, like you're saying, answers come, clarity comes about things that I couldn't work out before. I was trying to figure it out, and now I've just stopped, and now it's there. I'm like, oh, that's the thing I want to do. That's the truth about that thing. That's that thing. That's that, because it starts to flow again. And like you say, like we're not good at doing that. And if you remember in some of the teachings, and many people do talk about this as well, is that in the ancient times, we had initiation. So every child was initiated to the guidance of their own soul. Ancient teachings before modern education, that's how we were schooled. We were taught to go and connect with our own selves, our own truth, our own genius, our own intuition, knowing the soul, the spirit, understanding all that spiritual stuff, the mystical side of life. We were taught that. And that is what we now don't know. Like most of us don't know, right? Because we're not taught it at all. And so hence we do create nonsense because we don't know ourselves. And that's what I think, the work of what I do and what we're doing even in these sessions, right, is about helping people understand who you truly are. Because if we're going to do better individually and collectively, we have to start with understanding who we are and how consciousness works and how life works. And through no fault of our own, that has been taken out of modern education. So we don't know. So we are doing dumb stuff. We are creating more problems every time we think we're solving one because we don't know how to create consciously. And so, but like I said, I think, and maybe a bit pessimistic, I don't know, but I just feel like we're in the very early stages of that kind of conscious evolution. I think we're very immature spiritually. But that's the journey. That's what it is, right? It is what it is. And I think the more people we can get evolving themselves, I think the better it will be for everyone. So,
and that's the thing. I mean, it's not even just like teachings and wisdom, right? I think for us, it's more like, listen, this is not where we started. This is where we are. This is definitely not where we started. You want to see pictures of us back in the day, partying it up and toxins.
Not gonna lie, I do miss that a bit, though. I do miss that a bit.
Oh, we can't go out and party still, right? But
Thailand.
at the same, it's happening. By the way, yeah, this year.
That intention.
It's already it's happening already. My mom's like, can we come and join you guys? I'm like, you guys can come in December. We're going November. I want time with my friend. You can come later. We'll figure it out. So like there's the whole plan is already being planned. So you'll be ready to book your tickets. I'm just saying.
I'm there, man.
But I think we're not great at life because we can't be, because we aren't the only consciousness or unconscious beings creating all the stuff that we see around us, right? It's a collective consciousness. So there are other things and other people's realities that we are being a part of. And it's not just always your reality. And you're going to exist in that, like we've talked about, in someone else's reality. But the thing is, you want to focus on creating yours. And how do you do that without getting lost in the illusion of everything? It really is. It's the illusion of everything else, right? And to do that, you really got to start. For me, this week has been started on Wednesday, and this week has been a very outwardly experience for me, speaking like a kind of soul, like an outer body experience, where I have literally just like my soul's just hanging out over here, going, not even playing like devil's advocate. It's just like, I see it. I see what's happening. Yeah. Oh, or are you going to react? And then I kind of look at my soul and I'm like, I was, but I'm not going to. And it literally has been that way all week. And and the thing is, it takes energy. Everything takes energy. It uses energy just as much as you would going to the gym or, doing things like that take energy but also recharge you at the same time, I find. And so
doing things that are actually inspired and linked to your truth do give you energy. That's why you can do that thing where if you're doing something, you forget how many hours you've spent on this work or this whatever it is that you're doing, because you've gone to another dimension of consciousness. You've gone into a flow state beyond time and space. That's why you forget what time it is, and you forget space because you forget your body and you didn't eat and all that sort of stuff. And that actually is energizing. Like you may need to rest.
Yes, and you do need to rest.
Yeah, you do.
Because you are using energy, but you're also at the same time.
It's energizing you at the same time. They're very interesting. It's almost
and that's what I mean.
It's almost like your body needs to rest because your body is human and within time and space, but your soul and your spiritual energy is on fire.
It's like, I want to do more. I want to do more
and more. Yeah, that's almost what it is, right? And so
it's an oxymoron between your body and your consciousness.
Yeah,
it literally is. It's like and it's like a resting energy.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's
very interesting.
It's an energy consuming energy. That's what it is. it's a consuming energy. I don't know. It's definitely
I
an
think it's a
oxymoron.
creative energy.
No, but I'm trying to say it's like
Yeah.
it's like energizing, but
Yeah.
it's also draining. It's a draining energy. That's the oxymoron I was looking for.
Okay, interesting.
Because it does. It drains your body. It drains, like
It
you
does
said, your
take
body gets
energy.
in time.
Yeah.
Your
Takes
body,
energy.
like when you're done working, and you actually stop 10 hours later, you're like, oh,
Yeah, you do.
I'm
Yeah.
hungry. I'm
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah. It's very
Everything comes
interesting.
back in.
But you know what? For me, that's the best experience in the world because that's when I know I went to another dimension.
Mm,
That's when I know my consciousness went to another place because
yeah.
I disconnected from this physical reality entirely, other than being so focused on whatever I was creating. And that's the most beautiful experience. And I fucking live for that, man. And
Mm.
it's very, and that's what creativity is. That's what intuition is. That's what your highest state of flow is. We call it imposter psychology flow. I love it, but it's a really interesting experience, right? Because like you say, it's like your soul is on fire, but your body is like, oh God, it's almost like your body can't keep up because
Yeah.
it's such a high energy state. It's another dimension where your body doesn't exist, so your body
Mhm.
can't be there for too long. It's like, oh, I belong here in this physical egoic experience, so fascinating. I've
Yeah.
been seeing you shuffling your cards for a while, so I'm like, yeah, let's do cards.
I think
Who
it's
wants a
time to do
card? Is
cards.
anyone still watching?
Yeah. Who's here? And Pam said, goes around, comes around.
Ah,
And that is, you know
God.
what? That is the motto of the universe, actually.
Ah,
What goes around comes around, because it is the law of gravity. It is the law of the universe. It's one of the, I think, the 7 laws that I was reading somewhere.
was it?
That's
Ah,
interesting. Go into that another day. But oh, last but not least, oh my God, numerology, Pinky. I've got some amazing numerology stuff for you,
yeah.
guys.
Are you gonna
Not
send me
into,
something? Did you say you were gonna send me
I,
something?
I will. I'll send it over
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've talked about it on the show, but like it just so happened that like Pinky and I at the same time, again, cosmic energies, right?
Coincidence.
I think not. I say this to
Yeah.
Monica all the time. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. But
It's
basically
not a
2 days.
coincidence, it's a creation.
It's
Ooh,
cool.
that's good. It's not a
Write it
coincidence,
down.
it's a creation. Write
Write
down,
it
write
down.
down.
Write down. Write down. I'm shuffling right down.
I like that.
Basically, we had a conversation, and I was like, "Oh, you know what's so weird?" And I watched this like my cousin showed me this thing, and it was like about numerology, and like I'm like, she showed me. I'm like, apparently I have a life path number and a thing number. I'm like, and so I was telling Pinky, because obviously when I heard about it, I was like, oh, I got to tell Pete this. I wonder if we've talked about soul numbers, we've talked about those stuff. So I thought
Mm.
of, does she know it? And she goes, she literally just was like, she had an amaze attack. Like she literally was having an amaze attack at the moment. She was like, and I'm like, what? What's wrong? Are you what? And she's like, I literally just watched this 2 days ago and meant to message you and didn't, because things came up and life happened. And I was like, me too. And I figured we were having a call, and I would just tell you. And anyway, yeah, we started talking about numerology, and we're introduced to life path numbers at the exact same time, pretty much on the exact same day, by 2 completely different people in 2 worlds apart, oceans across, ponds, but in the middle, whatever. And yeah,
Yeah.
there was definitely a reason for that. And
Very interesting. I'm sure we can talk about that in another session. I think
yeah,
it's fascinating. Numbers, mathematics, in our culture, and it's a very prominent thing, right? In Hinduism and in
Hinduism.
all, yeah, it's all about that stuff. I don't know about it, but I know that it has that stuff in it, and it's
Yeah, you don't even want to
very
marry
interesting.
someone outside your
Oh
life
yeah,
chart,
all of
right?
that
Like
stuff.
your
Then they
birth
do the
charts have to match.
that.
But
Yeah, have you had
it
a birth?
makes
We were
sense.
talking about this, weren't we? About birth
I
charts.
haven't, but I want to get my life chart done.
Yeah,
Just because I want to understand the planets and stuff a little better.
yeah,
And because, man, I know me, I am so affected by the moon's energy. I don't know about you guys, but like everyone is, by the way. I just want to
yeah,
put that out there.
yeah.
Everyone is. I don't know how much you feel it and are aware of it, but oof.
Well, you know, we think about. I was having this exact coincidence. I was having this exact conversation with someone the other week, um, because I was like, oh, it's Leo season. And he's a Leo as well. It's like, it's our season now, soon, like tomorrow, whenever it starts, 23rd. And he was like, yeah, I don't really believe in that stuff. And then it's like the planets and I said, look, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't. But I understand that stuff specifically in our cultural stuff, it's Vedic stuff. It's science. It's not
It's
like
more
woo.
astronomy in our culture, which is the numbers, right?
Yeah.
If I'm correct, the astronomy is the planet parts of it. Then from that we get the astrology of it.
Oh, I don't know.
So it is a combination of the two.
Yeah. But basically he was like, oh, I don't know. I'm not really sure I believe in that stuff. And I can understand it because I'm like, I don't really understand it. But the one thing that I always use as the example, which is what makes me think that there is something in it, is the mere fact, like you say, with the moon. Two things about the moon. Firstly, it controls the waves on the planet. Secondly, it controls women's menstrual cycles. So our menstruation is in sync with the moon and the lunar cycles. And I heard this thing with Satguru. He said, you know how we talk about how on full moon, certain people go a bit crazy? And he's like, why else do we call it lunatics? Lunatics. There's no coincidence here. It's like it does something to
Lunar
you.
means moon, yeah, it does.
Exactly.
Latin for
Lunar
moon.
is moon, and then lunatic is what we call people who go nutty. And it's
But
like they go nutty on
there's
when there's full
scientific
moon.
evidence that actually shows that in psych wards, they've done science. I would love to just get a couple research articles and post them up, but they've done actual science research that shows the crazy levels in these psych wards on a full moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go up.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you think about if the moon is having that much of an effect on us, what do you think about a huge planet like Jupiter, this massive mass? And what about this huge sun that's like it's all energy, right? They are energies in themselves. So to me, there's no way that they are not affecting us. We are not separate from these. We are part of them. We are part of a system. But I don't know enough to know how it affects your personality and your whatever. But yeah, I'm interested in that stuff. And I think I had a birth chart done, but my parents didn't tell me what was on it because maybe they didn't like it. So,
And I just
I did ask once. I asked my dad once. He's like, I don't know, don't remember. I was like, either it's bad and I'm gonna die soon, or you didn't like it, so you don't want me to know about it because it might give me ideas to go and create it. So,
and that's the thing, right? I feel like again, in the world that we live in, even just Earth, and again, we talked about like global warming and everything is changing the energy on Earth because of the energy we're producing. So it's changing the composition of the elements that already exist in itself. Again, right? Like the amount of the composition of the elements that exist and how we interact with them as humans, which means that there's, gases going outside of Earth and things are being affected every single day. So yes, you have a birth chart and yes, you're born with these things that affect you. You have to remember, never live your life based on your astrology, right? Never be like, oh, that's what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to do. I'm meant to do.
And I think it can be used as an excuse to give your power away. Don't give your power to that. At the end of the day, you have choice and conscious choice every day. And I know people who do use it as an excuse. Oh well, my chart says this, so that's just my life. No, it's not.
It's just a tool. It's a tool. It's a tool for being aware.
Exactly, awareness tool. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Ashley.
Who is ready for a card? Who's ready?
As I say, we're gonna do some cards. We'll do some cards. If you want a card, pick a card, any card.
Pick a card, any card. Going once, going twice. Oh, everybody left. Okay, so cool. Is there anyone else?
If you would like a card reading, give us
Jimbo today. No Jimbo.
No Jimbo. To be fair, we didn't advertise it, so Jimbo might have not even known that it was happening.
Yeah. No mum. Mum's at an appointment. That's all
good. It's all good. So should we do some for us first, and then if anyone else joins in?
I've been doing 3. So I've been watching tarot, and she usually does 3 for all her readings, and I was like, and all my 3 have been aligned every single time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So we can do 3s. Do you want to read me first?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'm ready.
What do you need? What do you need? What do you want? Do you have a question? Do you have anything?
I guess when I ponder that, what comes to me is really me looking up at the stars and just connection and guidance with spirit. And so really, I guess my intention, should I say, for my reading is, it's really just that. If we have a theme, the theme of the reading is Pinky connecting to the universe
Okay.
and spirit and consciousness, like
Some pinky
universe.
connection to higher consciousness and the universe. That's
Universe,
really-
yeah, that's my intention.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Grace, God, divinity, all those things there. I just, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I got. Okay, we've got 2 here. We get one more. Oh, all new cards.
No Dino Tank today.
Oh, no Dino Tag. No, we've got so beautiful. All right. First card.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't. I've lost it already. I've lost it. Oh my God. Can you read it to me, please?
Yes. Follow your heart. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way.
I love
Okay.
that.
So, what's obvious to me, let's read them all. And then we'll do a general.
Yep.
Card number 2. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Oh man. Ah.
Here's the thing, guys. I know these are fun cards. I just want to
Yeah.
say it's
Yeah.
a sign through the universe that when it comes in anything. You can use
Yeah.
stones and it would work. Okay. It's time to unleash your inner hippie and step outside of that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods, smell those flowers, hug some trees.
Fuck it out.
Oh, you
That's
might
so
think
good.
you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff. But you'll find that even then, those trees will hug you back. I'm gonna cry.
Oh man. Oh.
Trees come from a time before irony, and their earnestness is impervious to our jaded humor. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. I love how it started with nature. And the whole
love
thing about
that.
hugging trees. And guys, go back to our first episode. I'm pretty sure we talked about just hugging trees.
We did. We did an episode on nature, didn't we? And that was the thing.
Episode
Go and
1.
sit under a tree and
Today's
on the
episode
first.
11, which is a master number, by the way.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. I can't remember which one when we did the nature one, but we did speak about that. Hugging trees, sniffing trees, sitting by trees. I love that. Wonderful.
ready?
Thank you. I'm ready. Oh, I love that word. I'm getting excited. Hold it down,
If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Get specific and get greedy. You're holding a magic wand and you can conjure up anything. I'm actually gonna cry. Could it be that when you declare your wishes out loud, you're actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true?
God.
Or is it just that in a very practical sense? The more people you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know what you want and might have the means to help you make them happen.
That's so good. Is there more?
Either way.
I can't
Having an
hold
amazing
it.
attack?
Sorry.
Either
I'm having
way,
an amazing attack.
stop
like
waiting and
5%.
start manifesting, but don't use that word if you don't want to.
That's that. All of that. All 3 of those. Oh my God.
Well then, I told you, dude. I told you. The more people you speak to. All right, listen, look. I'm just gonna hold them up again, right? So we've got follow your heart, we've got nature, and then we've got manifestation. And I mean, if these cards don't go together, I don't really know what
They're
does.
beautiful.
And when I say go together, guys, they might not go to. Everything might go together, but these go together so perfectly for Pinky.
Yeah. And for my intention that I'd set of what I wanted to know, that's exactly
it. This is from the universe going, follow your heart. Right now, just follow your heart. Don't do anything else but follow your heart. Stop, 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 stop. Follow, 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 follow. Don't do, just follow. Just go with
Yeah.
it. Just go with
Yeah.
it. Just literally just do what I did and just go with it.
Yeah.
And then from that, I mean, nature is very important to you, and you've already felt the you may have already felt what it's done for you. You know what it's capable of doing. You love to hug trees, and it's literally just do it. Just be like, and just hug a damn tree and just hug it, because nature gives you so much energy. And if you're feeling depleted, there's nothing better than a hug tree recharge. And it really does. Sitting under a tree just gives you that enlightenment, that
Energy,
thing that we talked about. It's like, does it really enlighten you sitting under a tree? Eckhart Tolle mentioned he was sitting under an oak tree when he had a moment of enlightenment too, and it just came to him, right? And just that energy from the tree, it's a living being, it's energizing. Just do it. Go sit under a tree. Next time after you get some sun and you need your shade, just curl up real close and see what happens.
Yeah. I love that.
And with that, once you open up, manifestation, right? Just again, follow your heart, and from your heart desire, speak it out loud. Just say it out loud. Say it's, what's obvious to me is that it's all coming together. It's already there. Just make space for it. I don't even think I need to analyze this anymore.
No, that's perfect. What I do need you to do though later on is send me a picture of those cards, please. That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those. And it just feels so confirming about the shift that I made in the last 10 days when I decided to stop. And I said, I'm not doing this anymore the way that I was doing it, the stress, the tension, the rush, the go, go, go. I said, no, man, I can't do it. And I feel that shift, and these just confirm and take to the next level what I've been assimilating and learning now that I've actually let myself stop, and how life really does work. And like we're talking about the ease and the flow and the receiving and all of that is such a key lesson for me right now. And those cards have just, it's like, if you didn't get it from there, Pinks, you're never gonna get it. So, but that was really beautiful. Oh, I loved it so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I just find it is everything else we talked about too. It's what we feed our soul and our mind too. It's what you feed your mind, which is the books you're reading, the stuff I'm reading, the stuff I'm listening to, right? Instead of sitting there watching, like, I don't know, garbage TV and Big Brother and Love Island or whatever, it's like, no, listen to stuff that brings that puts a spark in you and makes, I don't know. Anyway, you've got the magic wand, dude. So continue creating. Like, how much like the wording could even be more like aligned with.
So, and they told us perfect story. They always do that, right? This is magic. Magic. All right. Ree's turn.
No. Those are cards for you. No, first do yours.
Oh, am I going to read for myself as well?
I
kind of feel like I just really feel complete though, is what you've done. Like, that was so perfect. I don't need anything. That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, shall I read you?
Yeah.
Okay. So to be as high service to Ree. And do you have anything that comes through as an intention, a question, or what's coming through for you?
I'll just take a message from my angels.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll do them in the order they came up in.
Oh, we're doing 3. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So the first one you got was forgiveness and understanding. Forgiveness and understanding. So what's obvious to me about this one, I'm going to read them as I go and then build as we go. What's obvious to me about this is that forgiveness and understanding of yourself, forgiveness and understanding of the old patterns that do creep up sometimes, forgiveness and understanding of your own journey and how far you've come and whatever's happened in the past, letting that go, and forgiving yourself, understanding that that's all part of life. You weren't doing anything wrong, you didn't do anything bad, there's nothing wrong with you. And even if you slip up every now and then, because you're human, that's what happens. It's about really being able to forgive yourself. And at the moment, you're in a very good place. At the moment, you're really able to embody your higher self, and like you're saying, being this observer and understanding your own journey, being self-aware, not beating yourself up. So you're not actually doing any of those things right now. It feels like you're in a better place in this moment, but it's really just a reminder and a sort of fortification of that, because what you've experienced and what you've been doing is very, very powerful. And just due to the nature of life, sometimes we can lose that, sometimes we can fall down, sometimes the little devil comes back in and tries to take you off on some little journey into hell, which happens to everybody. And so really it's about, just if that happens to you, it's okay. Because sometimes what's obvious to me about this is that sometimes for you, you can get, you know when you're in it, right? You know when you've ascended in some way and had another little bit of awakening and had another experience in another dimension and created something amazing. And so it's almost like that lifts you up so much because you know it's so true and so powerful and you're capable of it, that if you do fall back down, that can really hit you hard. It's not like you say, like sometimes you can ride that wave, but sometimes it can hit you hard. Oh, why have I got into this again? I know better, I experience better, blah, blah, blah. So this is about really taking that and being like, it's okay, like forgive yourself. If that happens again, it's just part of the journey of life, right? And it's about real gentleness with yourself on your own journey of ascension and movement through the world. So that's what I get on that one. The next one is strength and guidance. Very mystical picture, which I love. So strength and guidance, what's obvious to me about this for you as a message is that, oh, I just love this picture. I'm just looking at this for a moment. It's really, really, really beautiful. Strength and guidance, what's obvious to me about this for Ree is actually very similar to something that came up for us before when we did readings, is that you have so much support and so much guidance, but you need to ask for it, you need to look for it, and you need to go to the mystical and magical place. The strength and the guidance is never going to come to you in the physical world. It's never going to be, it may manifest as that, but really that's the secondary thing. The first point of core strength and guidance and wisdom and knowing and knowledge and answers and guidance in your life comes from spirit first and foremost. So don't go, does this person have the answer? Does that person know what's right for me? Does this thing tell me what I need to do? Let me go and ask this person's opinion, or let me try and work it out in my own head. No, none of that. Always go first to spirit, always go first to intuition, always go first to angels, always go first there. That's where your true strength and your true guidance comes from. And so what's obvious to me is that you're being invited to connect with that more again, more and again, more and again, and do it more and more, and strengthen your mystical experience of life, strengthen your connection with the mystical, strengthen your connection with the universe, with energy, with consciousness, with spirit, with guidance, with angels, with all of that sort of stuff. And that's your first point of call. Not here in the physical world. Nothing in this physical world is going to give you the strength and guidance that you will get from this level of consciousness. So that is a message to go and connect with that. And actually, interestingly, now this one as well, which really feeds on from that, signs and reminders. Signs and reminders. And what that is obvious to me about
Those
that
butterflies?
is that, yeah. So what's obvious to me about that is that then there's a number of things coming through all through at once. Is that your angel signs. So sometimes it's really connecting deeply and doing your spirit writing and just spending time within yourself, connecting intuitively and receiving. But your guides really speak to you through nature, through physical signs, but particularly natural signs. Not so much a person says something or you see something that's that's like man-made. It's natural signs. Everything here is about natural signs. We've got feathers, we've got butterflies, we've got the moon, we've got the stars, we've got the clouds, we've got the rainbows, we've got the birds, we've got the earth. Everything for you, when your guidance is coming through in the physical world, it's never through another human being. It's never through a piece of information or something someone else has said. It's never that. Your true side, not to say you can't get some things from that, but if you want the highest level of guidance and connection and truth and wisdom and really powerful stuff and the fastest route and all of that, it's going to come through these sorts of things. It's going to come through the non-physical, sorry, through the physical reminders, but those that are made of nature. That's so really the message there is look out for those things. Look out for those things. Maybe your cactus has something to tell you. Maybe there's something there. There's messages. There's always messages, and pay attention to those. So when you go and when you're around nature and you spend time in nature, which you need to do, pay attention to what's going on around you, and pay attention particularly to the things that are less common. So it's not about saying, well, here's a big field of grass. Is that telling me something? It's about, notice the color of that butterfly that just flew by. Notice that one bird that I just saw there. Notice this one flower that sprouted by itself. What is it about that? Is there a color? Is there a message? There's something there. And those messages will always come through nature, animals as well. That's where you're going to get your messages, not from physical human beings, not from books, not from all that. Not to say you can't learn things there, but the highest messages will come through natural experiences of nature and animals and plants and nature. And so be paying attention to those things is what I get for you. There you go.
Okay, I'm doing one. Just one.
What do you get? What do you get? What do you get? What do you get?
Okay, one card that I got was...
Oh, I love it.
Magic.
Oh my God, so good. So
I
good.
believe in magic. I see evidence of it all the time. And though the tricks can probably be explained away by something sensible or ordinary, I'd rather not ruin the fun. Other people can fill their days with mere coincidence.
Literally, what did we just say earlier?
I'll fill mine with holy crap. That's unbelievable.
I love that.
The words of these cards are so
They're
profound.
so good.
Like,
They're so good. Can you read that one again? I really like it.
I believe in magic. I see evidence of it all the time. And though the tricks can probably be explained away by something sensible and ordinary, I'd rather not ruin the fun.
Yeah.
Other people can fill their days with mere coincidence. I'll fill mine with holy crap. That's unbelievable.
I love it. I love it. And you know, it's not like we don't have many of those. You know what I mean? Like we have a lot of those. So we were just talking about it earlier, right? Like all these coincidences. What did I write? It's not coincidence. It's a creation. It's magic. It's magic.
It's magic. Change that.
It.
It's not coincidence. It's magic.
It's magic.
Thank you, card. We needed you. Right?
Oh, so good. I love it.
Oh, all right.
I really love it. Okay. Well, we've been going for an hour and a half, so I think we're good to shoot now. But thank you, everybody who is joining live or later. And if you watch this, do answer the questions in the comments when we talk about like emotions and things. We'd love to hear what you're experiencing. And we're definitely getting into these. So if you want arrive leading.
If you want arrive leading, please do
join us.
Join us.
If you want a live reading, do join us. And we'll be very happy to pull some cards for you and have some fun because it's so fun and it's magic.
I'm going to have some more cards hopefully by next week. So.
I just looked at, you know how you sometimes see, sorry, darling, do you remember, you know how sometimes you see on videos, they do like, what's on the bottom of the deck?
They do. They say, like even the tarot, the one that I'm going to send you, she always kind of says, you know, that this part's on the bottom and it's far away from it or whatever. Or
well, what's on the bottom of your deck? Shut up.
Why? Wait.
Seriously.
On that note, everybody, I don't know if I showed it to Instagram, but it says no need to do. And hers says take a step back. Look, listen, I know there's people out there going, oh, you guys are woo-woo and
I
whatever.
don't care what they think.
I promise you, it's magical. Once you just open it up a little bit and see what happens.
All right, man. That was
Thanks
good.
for watching. Yeah, thanks for
Peace.
watching, guys. Go create some magic and just chill, man. Just chill. Enjoy the sunshine.
Bye.
Bye.